Hello and welcome to Women's Football Talk, and welcome back to our next instalment of our WSL teams previews for the 24-25 season. Today we are looking at Aston Villa. Now it's all changed at the helm of Aston Villa. Carla Ward left at the end of the season and has been replaced by Robert de Pauw. The Dutchman has come in after a few seasons at Bayer Leverkusen, so it's going to be a really interesting season for the Villains. Now, it's obviously a season of transition, and it may take them a while to get fully up to grasp with de Pauw's tactics and his style of play and his management. There's obviously a lot to look into and take account in. So, last season, Aston Villa finished 7th after a bit of a poor run to start the season. They managed to find their shooting boots at times. I think the summer signing last season of Adriana Leon definitely helped them out, and they weren't heavily reliant on Rachel Daly as they were in the season before. So it's going to be a big change for Villa. Obviously, they've lost a couple of players this summer. Daphne van Domselaar, she's left to join Arsenal. Alicia Lehmann has left and joined Juventus, and then there's a few other players that have left at the end of their contracts. But they have made some signings, and I'm really excited to see how these new players come in under Robert de Pauw. So the standout new signing for me at Aston Villa is Missy Bow-Kearns. The 23-year-old joined from Liverpool in probably the most unexpected signing of the summer. It just really came out of nowhere, and I think she's a player in that midfield that will offer a lot of creativity to Aston Villa in the final third of the pitch as well. And I think she's managed to captain her national side, obviously England, at under 23 level. She's been on the standby list for the seniors earlier on this summer in their Euro 2025 qualifying matches. So I think if she can have a really strong season at Aston Villa, which I would expect her to do because she's got a lot of quality players around her now. Not saying that Liverpool didn't, but I think the quality is somewhat better because you've got more international players on a regular basis at Aston Villa. I think we could potentially be seeing a call up to the senior side for Missy Bow-Kearns this autumn or later on throughout this season. Now, a few of the signings they've made, you think of the likes of Paula Thomas, Jill Byings on loan. Really interesting season to see what Aston Villa can do with their new signings and how long it will take them to gel with their current crop of players that they had already under Robert de Pauw. But our next thing is our player to watch, and for me this is Ebony Salmon. Struggled first season at the club where she managed to score 3 goals in the league and made a handful of substitution appearances. This season I'm expecting her to go to strength after strength after strength as this season goes on. We know what she's capable of scoring goals. She did it at Bristol City previously, and I think this season she won't have to do as much. I feel like the creativity and the players that Aston Villa have got are going to allow her just to be in that number 9 role of just being a proper out and out forward and being able to finish the chances that come begging to Aston Villa throughout the season. So I think it's one where defenders could be a lot of excitement and worry excitement for Villa fans, worry for defenders in the WSL this season if she's given a lot of the game time, which I am expecting of her. The breakout young player, this for me is quite hard because there's been a few that have been in and around the cusp of it, but for me it is Sophia Poor. Goalkeeper signed her first professional contract earlier on this summer. She's been the number 1 choice for the goalkeeper over the last couple of games in pre-season. Most recently, as the time of recording, they played Charlton Athletic, where she managed to save a couple of penalties, and she's looking really well. Now, obviously, with the departure of Daphne van Domselaar, it does open the window for a new number 1 choice. Obviously, she's got competition with Anna Leat, the New Zealand international, and then they also brought in Sabrina D'Angelo after her contract with Arsenal ended. So Sophia Poor's obviously got a lot of fight to go on there, but I think with how she's performed so far in pre-season, it has been really impressive, and I think with her getting quite a lot of the game time, could we potentially see her as the number 1 choice at Aston Villa this season? It obviously remains to be seen, but I would expect her to be in and around the conversation, definitely. How I expect Villa to do this season, I would expect them to be more consistent in the league, but probably like we had 2 seasons ago. Not where they're shocking the league and Rachel Daly scoring 15 to 20 goals like it was, but I'm expecting a more well-rounded side and a team that is going to be putting in a lot better fights. And I think tactically, Rob de Pauw's going to get this team set up really interestingly. How will teams come up against the Dutchman's style of play? And I think it's going to be a lot of question marks as to how well they do. And obviously, the main thing for Villa may not make that much of a difference, but it's the fact that they won't be playing at the Bescott Stadium for their WSL games. They'll be playing at Villa Park. So that surface, the quality of pitch being better throughout the season, not having to worry about the mud or it tearing up for like Christmas time, or at the end of the season it not being tip-top condition. With it being a Premier League stadium where obviously the men's play on a regular basis, that can help elevate it. So if you're having the quality pitch around you available for all of your home games in the league, then it's something that you can definitely help put and build towards a positive season. Obviously, pitch doesn't give you the results. It's what the players can do, what the results are going to be. And a few of the teams elsewhere in the WSL are also in a bit of a transition period in terms of new management and whatnot. So I'm going to be intrigued to see what Aston Villa do this season, and I think definitely want to keep an eye on throughout this season. So yeah, that is our preview of Aston Villa done. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the post notification bell turned on so you don't miss out on the rest of the WSL. If you haven't checked out our Arsenal video, make sure you go back out and check that. Make sure you follow us on our Twitter page, WF Talk, for all the latest news and stories there. Same on Instagram, Women's Football Talk. We'll have all the latest news and stories as and when they happen, and we'll have full articles previewing this season and many other things throughout the world of women's football. Head over to womensfootballtalk.substack.com for all of that, and in the meantime, we'll see you soon.